All right, ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hardest Shot Podcast. My name is George, a.k.a. Snook, and this is my boy.
Coach, a.k.a. Junior.
And together, we're the Hardest Shot Podcast, man. We're super pumped, super excited to bring you this new podcast we've been working on. What are you thinking, Coach, man?
Well, we came across, I was talking a couple months ago, and we said that we wanted to do a show. When we just started going with it, and it came out to this. So,
and we agreed that with the name The Hardest Shot, that everyone's common struggle in life is adversity. And at one point or another, someone, has taken the hardest shot or has taken something that has defined a moment in their life. And so it's a common thing that I feel like a lot of people will relate to and we'll all be able to discuss. And we have a ton of dope guests. We'll give you a little background about us. Coach, you want to talk about your background a little bit?
Yeah, I started, personally, I love sports. So I've been doing sports since I was a little kid. And I'm always like...
What'd you play?
At the beginning?
Yeah.
I believe I started off with soccer.
Okay.
And then I just, I would say I've been an athlete. So any sport that I will play, I always stand out.
Driving?
Yeah, No.
Every sport I played, I was hella good.
No, I'm not trying to be,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I am very competitive.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like to lose, and I like to work hard. So that's how I started, and I guess when I got to my teenage years, I as everybody, like I said, the hardest shot. Mine was, I believe, going back to my teenage years when my parents, they got divorced, and then I think that's one of my hardest
moments
in my life. Yeah, because it defined who I was and how I became here.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up. I'm from LA, in South Central LA. But as I was 1 year old, a year and a half old, they took us back to Mexico.
Okay.
And I grew up there until I was like 8 or 9 years old.
Okay, and then you came to Phoenix?
Yeah, I went back to LA, and I was out there for a couple, maybe 3 years more.
Okay.
But during that teenage years is when I really got involved with gangs in LA.
Yeah.
And it's not really easy growing up in LA. Every day was a struggle. I came to Phoenix. I found out about Phoenix because one of my neighbors moved up to Phoenix, and it was it wasn't somebody related to us, but it was like my sister's godfather.
Mm-hmm.
And he came to Phoenix, and one day we came to Phoenix just to check it out. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, man. When I came to Phoenix, it looked way different than LA.
Yeah.
So the blue skies, the fucking it was really nice.
I feel like I visited LA a few times, right? Not many times. I definitely haven't lived there, but I feel like it's similar. There's parts of Phoenix that remind me. I feel like
LA,
the culture, maybe, I don't know, maybe like all the raza and stuff.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, and it might sound funny, and I'm not trying to be racist at any point, but I did. I never met a white guy until I came to Phoenix.
Oh, word.
Yeah, because
your neighborhood was predominantly Latinos,
and African American.
Okay.
So that's all I know about. African American, Latinos. People from South not Mexico, South America. Guatemala, Salvador.
Okay.
So that's what I know about. But I came here and I seen guys walking. I mean, people walking around with their dogs outside, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm sorry. Cut that. Sorry. But I seen it and I'm like, it's kind of cool, It seemed like mellow.
Yeah.
And it was like nothing.
It was like some diversity from what you were accustomed to.
Yeah, but because there's nothing like that in LA. At least where I grew up was South Central.
South Central, okay.
But when we came in here, and then I got into some trouble in LA, trying to get as any teenager does, surround yourself by gangs all over. So my parents decided either to come to Phoenix or go to Oakland. And Oakland is not
the
Oakland
same way. Like it's just a different part.
We just decided to come Phoenix, man. And I came here, and ever since then I've been here. I have been living other places with the job, I guess we could say. But that's how my story started here in Phoenix.
That's dope. And let's talk a little bit about your job. So, you're a boxing trainer,
Yeah.
and you have a gym here. Can you talk about a couple of your accolades and some of the fighters that you work with, and you actually work with current day as well?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, I will give a shout out to one of the guys that helped me out here in the boxing industry, Jose Benavides. He took me under his wing. He showed me the ways, and I'm still proud of being a part of the team. For those of you who don't know, Jose Benavides has a son and two sons. One of them is Jose Benavides Jr., which was the champion of 140. I believe it's WBA world champion. And also none other than the Mexican monster,
David
David
Benavides.
Benavides.
Yeah.
So, he took him under his wing. I was training at Central Boxing here downtown Phoenix, and I was taking my son. And I had a routine going every day there, doing my stuff. And little did I know, I guess he came back from California and he started training there, which I kind of knew who he was. I never knew him personally, but I knew of him. And I started training, and I just kept on doing my thing, and I kept on saying hi to everybody, working with my son, getting out, and I guess he started noticing my training ethic, and little by little, he started guiding me, telling me things here and there. Long story short, one day I came to the gym and he asked me if I wanted to be a part of his team, and he can show me the ways, so that way when my son grew up, I can know what it was like to be backstage, under the lights and stuff like that. So it definitely helped me a lot. I've been with him for about, I would say 16, 17 years.
Yeah, since the beginning.
Yeah, well,
For the most part, for David anyway.
For David, yeah, for David. Yes. Maybe Junior was already well known.
Yeah.
But David was barely, I think, it's the fifth or sixth fight.
Yeah.
In his young career.
Is this bigger David?
Actually, he wasn't
like the tail end of bigger David, right?
Well, yeah, it was the beginning of him slimming down. When he was already, I believe I started fighting in the United States.
Okay.
So I think I was part of one fight in Mexico.
Okay.
And the rest have been here, which thankfully enough, I've been part of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Being there, trying to help out as much as I can. But there's a big group of us.
Yeah.
It's just not Jose. Jose has a big crowd, a big group. A
big team.
Team.
Yeah, you guys have a big team for sure.
So there's a lot of us. They're a part of it, and like I said, that's how I met them. And we started, clicking, and ever since then, we've been part of the team.
Team Benavides. Yeah, shout out to Team Benavides, the whole camp. They train out of Seattle now.
Yep, they moved to Seattle. As a matter of fact, as you say they moved to Seattle. When they decided to move to Seattle, I decided to come back to Phoenix. And that's how my journey here in Phoenix started again, because I said I love the boxing so much that I didn't want to. I wanted to come back, first of all, because I wanted to be closer to my kids. Because I was with them traveling for a minute, and it does get lonely sometimes when you're in camp and you're not by yourself.
Yeah, camp is all business. Sure.
So I decided to come back here and stay here, and I love boxing, so there's nothing else I want to do since I started doing boxing, and I like I said, I fell in love with it. It's not even work for me. Now it's just passion.
Yeah. It's just what you do on a daily routine. That's dope. And then you were able to open up JL Boxing Academy in 2022.
2022. So I was a little bit scared when I started doing my own. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to expect. So I kind of team up with some other guys from different part of here, from I think it was Gilbert, Arizona.
Different gyms.
It wasn't a different gym, but it was a different location.
Okay.
But I started with them. I started trying to do it on my own, so that way I kind of learned from that. It wasn't like I expected, but I learned a lot from it.
Okay.
And then I decided, to come back to. I came back to Phoenix, the area, and at first, it was a little bit hard because I never done this by myself. I never got a place by myself, so I didn't know if I was qualifying or whatever.
Yeah.
But the beginning of it was a little bit rough. So whatever reason, I came out one day and I started driving around here, this area, and I came across this lot when they had a bunch of businesses, but I think they were shut down, most of them.
Okay.
And I came to the window and I looked at the window and I seen a vision, and I look, this will be good right here. And I walked around every single spot open, every unit. And for whatever reason, the first one I started, that's the one that I seen myself in.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got nothing to lose, I'm going to go ahead and call a number. What's the worst they can say? No.
Sure.
So I called it, The guy answered the phone, called me back. He said, you want to check out the place? I said, yeah, let's do it. So I checked out the place. Started going through some things. He told me what he was wanting for it. He tried to show me another place, which is right across the street from GCC, right here. I don't know. I believe it's on 51st or 59th in Dunlap.
Okay.
Is that 59?
Dunlap, that'd be Olive.
Olive, yeah. Olive and 59, GCC. But it was in the back, which will be a great place because there's a lot of college kids there. So it would be a great place for me to promote a boxing gym.
Sure.
But then again, it was too narrow and it wasn't the right. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and choose the other one, which was a little bit more expensive. But I said, let's do it. If he said if you qualify, let's do it, and we did it. I was a little inexperienced about getting a place, so I never asked for anything. For those of you guys who are looking for a place, man, make sure you guys demand what you want, because they will give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Because I was inexperienced, and I'm not gonna lie, I was very inexperienced, and for my inexperience, it cost me a little bit, not too much, but it cost me. But make sure you guys ask for your amenities. Amenities.
Yeah, amenities. Yeah.
So we got the spot. They gave me a date, so I was gonna start. My day started then, and again, my inexperience didn't know how to start or whatever. But I only had enough money to pay for the next month. So I had the money for the down payment and money enough for one more month.
Yeah.
Literally, they gave me the place a week before my time started.
Uh-huh.
So within a week, man, I busted my ass. I did the floor. I did the wood floor. I had a friend that did welding. He put me the structure for the bags. I went to LA, bought the bags, came back. We started painting the gym, put the ring together on a Friday. Saturday, I opened it up and started posting. Open gym, come and roll. Within a week, I think I slept with 3 hours the whole time.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I never done it, but I was so excited.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta do this.
Yeah.
So I was excited. I was pumped, and I had pictures where it was showing like when we started, where we were going. So he was making progress, and every day was a progress, but it was like long days that I was there from the morning to the end.
Sure.
So-
You're still there from the morning until the end. Yeah, you're still there.
I'm still there, but now it's already looking like something different.
Yeah.
It's
dope, for sure.
But man, it was a journey.
Yeah.
It was definitely a journey.
That's dope.
So within the first day I opened, it was a Saturday. I invited people over, and we opened it for Saturday. The first day I enrolled 30 people.
Oh, word?
The first day I enrolled 30
Oh,
people. Bro, I was so excited.
who's there right now? Give me a couple names that we would know from the beginning.
Giovanni.
Giovanni okay.
was one of the beginners.
Dope.
I think Santi got there a little bit, like a month later.
That's the Niño, Santi?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the first. Well, I believe Santi started training somewhere else, but he wasn't really training.
Yeah.
I believe he was only running stairs up and down.
Okay.
That's what he was telling me.
Okay.
But
Doing cardio?
Mambo,
Okay. Dope.
Mambo, Alan,
Yeah.
he was there from day one, and he helped me out on this. Heidel and Edwin were the ones that they helped me out. So remember I told you I started somewhere else in Gilbert.
Yeah. Oh,
They
yeah,
came
yeah.
from
'Cause they
there.
were from okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I don't know if you guys know, but there's this other kid. I don't know his name is. I think his name is Diogo.
Okay. I don't know.
He was part of that team towards the end when I was getting ready to move from that location. That's one of them.
Okay.
Another one is gonna be Omar. I don't know if you know Omar.
I don't think I
Omar is a kid. Well, it's not a kid. It's an adult. That does my 8 o'clock class. So I'm gonna tell you a little story about Omar.
Okay.
So Omar, I didn't have a 8 o'clock class.
Okay.
So I only had the advanced class, which was in 6 to 8.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm done with them, and I'm gonna close down the gym. So Omar came along the gym, and he said, "Hey, I want to train." And I was like, "Okay." He goes, "Hey, I have this time and this time." He goes, "Yeah, but I don't get off of work until like 7, sometimes 6:30, 7." And I told him, "Hey, man, I don't have time at that time available."
Yeah.
And he goes, he was just there and he was just thinking. I don't know what he was thinking, but he kept on saying like, but I don't get off to this time. I don't get off to that time.
You think you could accommodate to my
No. He didn't say it like that, but he did say something. I told him, well, I don't have a class at 8 o'clock, but if you want to do an 8 o'clock class, I can start at 8 o'clock class. So he was like, he was going back and forth. He said, "Hey man, you want to do the class? Yes or no?"
Yeah.
That's what I said. And he was like, "All right, then I guess I'll sign in." But I did. I guess I was a little bit rude.
Yeah.
The way I said it.
Straightforward.
Yeah. It was, "Hey, you want to do this or not?"
Yeah.
And then he was like, "All right, I'll do it." But thanks to him, and I want to say it, thanks to him,
Yeah.
I have a full class 8 o'clock right now.
8 o'clock class is cracking.
Yeah. And not only that, man, I believe the 8 o'clock class, man, it has good vibes. You have any kind of people, every kind of people, from Hispanic to African American to Caucasian, and they all get along. They all have they're fun. The music is good. The vibe is good.
Yeah.
So it's like a hangout spot, I guess, for adults.
That's how the gym is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The gym.
That's how I make it. To be honest with you, that's how I feel. Like, I don't feel like gym is a gym. I feel like a gym is like a house.
Most definitely. It's not
We come in there, we hang out,
Yeah.
we talk, we laugh, we get mad at each other.
Yeah.
I think it's
dope.
I love it. I love it. Like I said, it's knowing the fact that when I get there and the kids start to come, man, even if I'm tired, even if I'm in a bad mood, everything goes out the way.
Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah.
No, that's super dope. That's great. Yeah. I didn't even know your upbringing and stuff like that. So that's good to know. I didn't know you came from South Central. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you learn. Well, shit. After that long, nice story, I'm gonna bore everyone here. So I come from Seattle, right? I'm new to Phoenix. It's been about 2 years to the day. I think today it's been 2 years since I moved to Phoenix, and my background is I grew up in Seattle till I was 11. I moved to Alaska for a couple years. Got in your basic trouble, kind of like you were sharing. And for anyone who doesn't know Alaska, right? Everyone thinks igloos and stuff like that. And my mom moved us out there because one of my family.
Is there igloos there?
There is igloos there. Not where I lived in Anchorage, right? So I lived in Fairview, right? I lived in Fairview, and anyone who knows, shout out to Fairview. Anyone who knows the Fairview area knows, that's not the igloo land, right? It's the city, and it's tough there. And my mom moved us there because my uncle was there, and he convinced her it'd be such a good idea to move because he was lonely. It ended out, he was lonely, right? So she moved us out there. And, when you're dealing with 6 months of straight darkness and you're dealing with 6 months, the summers are great, right? The sun's out 22 hours. You can play basketball 1, 2 in the morning. But, when in the winter, when it's dark, man, it's like all you do is do bad shit. You know what I mean? Like when it's dark out, it's easy to
fall.
It's easy to fall. It's easy to take a fall. It's easy to hit a lick. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to do. So, I definitely got involved in some extracurricular activities, and my mom knew, coming from a Latin family, I didn't have structure. I didn't have rules like most of our Latin families, right? We don't really abide by your normal rules. I was a free roamer. I could do what I want. I could come and leave as I wanted, and I didn't have anyone tell me, yes or no. My dad, he was always working, trying to provide for the family, so I didn't have any structure like that. So long story short, my mom was pregnant. She had my little brother, and she wanted to get out of there. So another one of my family members lived in Portland. My mom decided to move us to Portland. We lived there for a few years, and then I made my way back to Seattle probably when I was like 17, something like that. And I lived there ever since until about 2 years ago when I decided to with COVID and everything happening like that, my family, we decided like, hey, we want to get away from Washington. The housing is crazy. The opportunity was just there. And, Washington's rainy all the time, from being, Washington's just rainy. It's depressing. You can't even go outside. And I had a son. And so I was like, hey, let's pick up and go. And we've been here ever since, man, for 2 years. And it's been great for the most part. I love.
Before you say that, you told me that you were trying to move into Texas.
Yeah. So actually, So actually so I bought a home in San Antonio. So in 2021, I flew to San Antonio and I bought a home. Well, I started the process, I put money down and I was buying a new build. And one of my best friends lives out there. And, we went and hung out with her and saw her and we bought a home. And so I was originally supposed to move to Texas. I always wanted to live in Texas. And when we bought the home, we, met up with the company. We signed all the papers, left all the money or whatever. And then when they told me the house was almost done and ready for inspection, I sent an inspector. And the inspector sent me back a 38-page document with all the stuff that was wrong with the house. And I'm talking about everything from the foundation to the AC was damaged to like the walls were like, it was bad, right? So I sent my friend and her husband, I said, hey, can you guys go look at this house for me and like just tell me how bad it is? Because I called him immediately and they were like, oh, yeah, this is just stuff, the builder would go in there and fix, right? And I've dealt with new builds. The house that I was in Seattle before I sold, when I decided to buy this house in Texas, was a new build. And it was nothing to the extent that that house was. So they went and saw it and they're like, do not get involved in this house. And then I had a buddy over here who does real estate. And he mentioned to me a few times, he's like, hey, you should come out here. We do a lot of flips, get involved. It's something I was always interested in. So I called him and the friends that I have over here that were involved in real estate. And I sent him the document. He's like, hell no. Don't go near this house, right? Anyone I knew that was involved in construction, real estate, they're like, stay away from this house because you're buying a problem. So at this point, I'd sold my house. I had to be out of there in a month. I can't move to Texas. So I called my friends over here and he's like, hey, you know what? If you want to come to Arizona, I got a rental. And so I was like, I discussed it with the family and we were like, you know what? Fuck it. Like Arizona's always been potentially a spot we want to go to. So we literally redirected the trucks and we shot it over here and we lived in Casa Grande for about a month. And then we made our way, further north to where we are now. But yeah, that's my story with Texas. I was supposed to originally end up in Texas. That's what I wanted to end up in Texas.
No, you're happy to be here though.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm super happy to be here. My son gets to go outside every day. In Seattle, you can only drive to Portland, really. Since I've been here, we take road trips. There's Flagstaff, there's Sedona. I've been to San Diego. I've been to Disneyland. I've been to, so many places you can just hop in the car and go. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Phoenix to me is beautiful. I know a lot of people, when you've been in one place for a long time, the love for it, maybe it's not gone, but, they want to experience something different. But Phoenix to me is still brand new. I love it every day. I love waking up to the sun. The summers are, man, they're vicious, man. That heat is crazy. But, that's why I visit Seattle so often in the summer because I'm like, I'm not trying to, when it hits 105, 106 and 110, it's like, nah, man, I start melting away and I can't be there. But to go back to what you were saying, just to touch on some of the gym stuff, I always been a fan of boxing, really became a huge fan of boxing in 2011 after I saw, I think it was Amir Khan face, I can't remember his name, something Peterson. I watched all the Chavez fights growing up, but that really captivated me, and I became, really into the sport and got into everybody else. Roy Jones, love Tyson, love Mayweather, Pacquiao, everybody else. And I always wanted to join a gym. And so I started Googling gyms, and I did for a while, and they're all right. I'd call the people, and I'd feel their vibe, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, but it kind of feels like a straightforward, just business, right? Like it didn't really feel too welcoming. So
it's funny you said that.
Yeah.
Because the way we we met each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird. Let me get to that. So this is what's really weird. This is what makes it super weird, right? So I remember I wanted to get tattoos, right? So I'm looking up and I find this dude online who, no, I'm sorry. This goes all the way back to Seattle. Someone I knew in Seattle posted a picture of some portraits they got from a dude who was from Phoenix that went to Seattle, right? He was doing a convention. And so I hit her up and I said, hey, can you give me this dude's information? So she gave me him. So I literally... I'm up one morning looking for the tattoo artist and I'm looking for boxing gyms, right? So I find the gym, which is your gym, right? Obviously before I knew you. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to stop by this afternoon. I think I spoke to you. I'm going to stop by this afternoon and check it out. So immediately I find this dude. I find his Instagram. I message him. He's like, hey, call my assistant. So I call his assistant and I said, I want to come in for a consultation. She goes, no problem. She goes, he can see you at this time. I said, cool. Can you give me the address? She gives me the address, right? She goes, by the way, you'll know you're there because it's next to a boxing gym. So I said, cool, right? So I said, I'm going to go to the gym first, and then I'm going to go to the tattoo place, right? So I drive to the gym. The fucking gym is connected to the tattoo shop. Literally, they're door to fucking door. They're 10 feet away from each other. And I'm like, I'm not on like, no, this is destiny. This is fucking, how weird is that? You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know, Anthony's on our podcast. He runs, he's behind the camera. So if we reference somebody, it's him, and he's behind the camera.
He's right there.
That's why he's right over there.
You can't see him, but he's right there.
He's smiling at us right now. So I'm like, this is hella weird, right? And so I go inside. No, actually, you're outside working on the barbershop at the time. You're putting up the decals and stuff like that. Yeah, and so you
No, but I don't think I was there. The first time I met you, I wasn't there.
No, that was the first time because it was the first time. So this is what happened. So I went in and I remember you looked at my hat. You said, you're from Seattle? I said, yeah. You're like, we got a gym out there. I said, yeah. I know you guys got a gym out there. I've done my research, And then you're like, it's gonna be so and so, if you want to, this is the classes, yada yada. I said, man, all right, give me a day or two to think about which time I want to do, but I definitely want to join. So let me get the hand wraps, let me get some gloves. And of course, you sold me the most expensive gloves and hand wraps that you had and upped the price. Later on, I found out. But anyway, that's besides the point.
Actually, I gave you a discount.
Let me stop you right there.
Let me stop you. No, I gave you a discount. To be honest with you, I gave you a discount. I was like, you know what?
There's no honesty.
He's from Seattle.
That was one of my hardest shots I took, okay? Nah. I said...
That was the hardest shot.
No. We could get into that later. But anyway, I still have the gloves. I've bought fucking 10 pairs of wraps since. But anyway, so like 2 days later, I came back and I signed up. And then I had to go to Seattle for like 2 weeks, right? So I went to Seattle.
I don't think he did.
No, I did go to Seattle. I did go to Seattle.
We gotta make sure that story
that aligns. So I went to Seattle, right, for like 10 days, right? And then I came back. And, I was trying to get caught up on just coming back. So a whole month passed, right? And I remember I get emailed, right? And it says, "Oh, you've been charged by jail boxing for your monthly fee." And I was like, "Fuck!" I wasted a whole month.
You were what?
I was like, I wasted a whole month and I didn't go. So I remember the next day you guys have an 8 a.m. class. So I remember I pulled up and it was like 7:40. I wanted to be early. You were there. And
you skipped the whole session.
A whole month.
No. You skipped the whole thing. That didn't happen like that.
What?
So again, the tattoo shop that's next to the barber shop.
Yeah.
It's one of my friends.
I know what you're
one of my friends.
Yeah.
So I come around and I go see what's up, say hi, what's up.
Yeah.
And then I see this guy. He looks familiar. For whatever reason, he looked a little familiar. So I come up to him and say,
this tattoo right here.
He goes, "Oh yeah, I haven't been there for a month, but I'll be there." And no, it wasn't even a month.
No,
it was a couple of days, couple of weeks.
Because I got tatted and I couldn't go because I got tatted. You know what I mean?
No.
I was tatted up.
He joins the boxing gym. Next week he goes get tatted, so he don't go to the boxing gym.
And then I went to Seattle.
And then he went to Seattle.
Yeah. Okay.
Then he comes back. So when he comes back, I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people come in and go, and so a lot of people come and they ask information about the boxing gym, but they never come back. Yeah. Or they ask information, and then I see them later on the line. So it's hard for me to remember names. I'm very bad with names.
You see a lot of faces. Yeah, you deal with a lot of
people. I see him walk in the gym and he has his stuff on, and I don't recognize him because I see the people that are there every day,
I look half
like
familiar.
every day.
Yeah.
And he was one of the new ones. I was like, "Hey, are you?" First thing I think I told you was, "Are you a member here?"
No. So I already seen it in your face, and I already know how people are, right? I seen it in your face, and so I said, I already know, and I don't know you, so I can't mess with you at the time, right? So I was like, I already know this dude thinks I'm just walking in this gym to work out, right?
But to that point, I do have a lot of guys. I do have a lot of people that come in the gym. They act like they're there.
Yeah.
Their gym, you know what I'm saying? They come in, start warming up or whatever, and it's hard for me to say, "Hey, man, let me stop you right there."
Yeah. They think it's a free open gym for some
Yeah.
reason. Yeah.
I had just a kid like a week ago. Were you there, Anthony?
Yeah. Hold on, before we get there, before I lose my train of thought. Okay.
Finish.
So I show up, and then it's like 7:55. Other people are there, and then he's like, "Are you a member here?" And I said, "Yeah, man, I've been a member here for a whole month. I just haven't been here." And then he's like, he goes and hides in the office. He doesn't even ask me my name. And then he comes out, and I see his shoulders drop. He's like, "All right, I'm ready, class." And I know his ass went in the back to make sure I was a member of the gym, which I was.
I had a scanner, and the scanner says paid and didn't pay.
And I was in the paid.
He was in between. He didn't know what it was.
I was
but
paid.
he's not lying. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie and tell you. I have a lot of people that come into the gym.
Yeah.
And they act like they've been there or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I said, last week I had a guy come in there and said, "Oh yeah, I've been training here for about 3 weeks or 2 weeks." He goes, "Okay, well, so you're a member?"
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. "Okay, well, let's check on the system. What's your name?" "Oh, I didn't really sign up."
Yeah.
So I get a lot of those, you know what I'm saying?
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get mad. I got to make sure that, I'm on top of my thing.
Tell me,
It's a
you
business.
can't work out here.
Yeah, I know you can't work out for free.
I don't know why people feel like boxing gyms, like, I don't know if they watch Rocky too many times or what. I don't know. I feel like they can just come in the gym and just work out and it's all good. Because I saw that dude come in and it was him and his boy.
Yeah.
They're over here like shadow boxing. Like, it's like they feel like it's not like a showing off thing, but it's like an entitled, like they feel like.
But
like,
going back to you, remember you told me, "Oh, I can tell he was looking at me like, who's this guy?"
Yeah.
But you called me the other day too. A guy showed up and he was hitting
Yeah,
the
I
bags.
did. Yeah.
"Hey, coach, is this guy? I don't know who's this guy."
Yeah.
But it is the same thing. You know what I mean?
Because we're gang now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, he's looking out. He's looking after him.
And I wasn't there for like a week and a half. That's why. And so I said, I don't want to embarrass anybody at the gym because I'm very against
So
embarrassing
how
people.
do you think I felt?
Right. No, but you do it like a savage though. You're just like, hey, like you just come in. But I didn't want to. So again, me and Jose are in the gym, right? And it's just me and him, and we're getting ready to work out. And then this dude walks in and he looks at me. He says, "Hey, where's the bathroom?" So I'm like, this motherfucker don't know where the bathroom is. He's not a member here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, over there. And then he goes to the bathroom. He comes out. He immediately starts hopping and punching the bag. And I'm like, okay, this is one of the type of guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's an inside joke, right? Like,
That's a different story. We'll get to it at some point.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I think your mic's a little too loud here, Coach. So I'm looking at him and I'm like, I haven't been here, so I don't know if he's a member or not. And then you showed up, and then I think I even talked to you, Anthony. I was like, man, I'm gonna say something to this dude, and then I was like, let me wait, like let me just wait, And he is a member.
It was a member
So I didn't say anything to him
for about a month.
Yeah, for about a month. So, and going back to that, right? At the end of my session, right? I'm very what's the word? Not talkative, but I'm very
Vocal.
Yeah, I mean, not vocal. I'm just like a people person, right? And so at the gym, obviously, I'm trying to create dialogue and create a rapport. So I start talking to coach after my class. Everyone leaves, and I make sure I stick around. Like, hey, how's everyone doing? I do that, and he's like, hey, man, I just want to let you know. He's like, you're my favorite type of client. And I go, what does that mean? I'm like, hell yeah, I killed it today. He's like, yeah, you pay and you don't come.
I had several of those at the time, but he was one of my favorites.
I'm over here like, damn, man, all this fucking at home boxing and shit, like I killed it, right? And he's like, no, bro, you paid and you didn't fucking come, so I don't have to deal with you and you give me your money. Like, good job, I appreciate it.
When you get an next tattoo.
Man, I want to finish this right here.
That's what I was thinking at the time.
Yeah. You're dumb. My tattoo artist is gone.
He's gone?
Yeah, he opened it.
Yeah. We don't want to give shout outs or whatever, but now
I give him a shout out. He's my guy. He's my guy. He's my guy. But we could keep.
But you know what? Knowing about that, it's funny you said that because I do have another friend that is getting a tattoo by him and is actually doing his new building.
Yeah.
New thing.
Yeah.
So he did tell me he already set him up. So I think he's gonna do I think he said he was gonna do his legs.
I saw him. He's a contractor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him in the barbershop.
Actually, he's not only a contractor, but he's also my business partner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, dope. Okay. Yeah.
So
So
we have a business, Evolution Barbershop. I'm not really trying to throw a plug out there, but it's right there, 43rd Avenue, Peoria.
There's one JL Boxing Academy, which is right next door to it. So, well, dope. Well, man, Coach, you got anything else to add? I mean, I know we're excited. We're both excited about the podcast.
Yeah. This is the first podcast we're doing right now.
Yeah.
We're trying to get the word out there for a new for this new adventure. You know, we have in here with AKA
Snook.
Yeah.
And we plan on bringing
some guests over.
Yeah, some guests. We obviously Coach is in the boxing world heavy, so you know he knows some fighters, and you know I know a few people in the music industry, and we're hoping to get as many people on in the show as possible, and even anyone that's just interesting to us, and anyone that has a story to tell.
But also I want to let you know, if people don't know, George also been in the music industry for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, he's part of Nickelodeon when he was a kid. So he's well known now.
I was on.
Long story short,
I was on Double Dare.
He does have some albums out there.
Yeah. I chase
music.
music. I chase music for a long time.
So that's why you can tell, he has a nice voice.
Yes, I do. Yeah. So, all right. Well, yeah, we look forward to the podcast. I'm super pumped. I know that we're going to have a lot of dope content, and we actually do have some really good, some guests. Coach, get off your phone. Get off your phone.
No, sir. I'm trying to give you a hint.
Yeah. He's hinting me to hurry up. But anyway, we have a lot of cool.
No. I'm actually hinting.
No, I got you. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. We have a lot of dope guests. We have specific names. We're not just over here saying we have people. Like, we literally have plans. We have some cool people scheduled. Hopefully
some fighters, some guys in the everyday life, even kids. We can put kids in here
from the gym. Yep.
Also,
we have heavy hitter fighters too, which is dope. It's not just shout out to every fighter, because that in order to be a fighter, you got to have a fucking you got to have heart either way. But we have some really some dope shit that I'm super blessed, and I feel super grateful to be a part of.
And also, we have a busy schedule this year. Thank God, we've been busy. We started busy. We started with the right foot. We're gonna continue working hard. And then also, you guys want to come out to the gym or to the barbershop.
Yeah, tell them where it's at. Give them the address for it.
Yeah, we're located in 10620 North 43rd Avenue. That's Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the zip code. I don't want to mess it up.
You can just, you can figure it out.
Google that.
Yeah, you can Google it. Do your Googles.
No, but we're right there in the northwest corner. We're located next to our
the barbershop.
The barbershop, Evolution Barbershop. And also JL Boxing Academy. Also want to throw a shout out to the tattoo shop, but I can't remember what's it called.
Man, I can't remember either. But it's right next to it. Shout out to them. Shout out to
just so if you guys don't know, man, these guys are very good at what they do.
Oh, dude.
And they do nothing but the best to all athletes. You're talking about the best athletes you ever seen right now.
Fucking Dallas Cowboys, Raiders, the Cardinals. Everyone's in there. Everyone's in there all the time.
Basketball players, football players. They tattoo everybody, man, and they do an awesome job. Like I said, it's located right next to the Evolution Barbershop and JO Boxing.
It's all a strip. And real quick, they do that crazy shit where they not anymore.
Don't put that out there.
Yeah, maybe they don't. Maybe yeah. I was awake, you know what I mean? But I was awake right here, 10 hours. But anyway.
No. They're just tattoo, regular classic tattoos. They don't put nobody or nothing like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking boxing put people to sleep. Maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself here. But anyway, man, we appreciate you guys tuning into the first episode. We are on Instagram. Coach, you want to give me your personal Instagram?
Yeah. You can follow me at Lopez JR81, or you can follow me at JL Boxing Academy.
Yeah, and I think Anthony's going to put that right about here. Yeah. You can follow me on my personal page at George Zelaya. That's GeorgeZelaya. Or you can follow the new one that we just created called The Hardest Shot. That's THEHARDESTSHOT. Shout out to my elementary school degree for that right there.
The Hardest Shot.
Yeah, The Hardest Shot. Anyway, The Hardest Shot, episode 1. We appreciate you guys.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.